What's going on, car family? I'm Ben Wayne. Today we are here at Motorcars of Georgia to take a look at the 2017 Aston Martin DB11. The DB11 made its debut in the March 2016 Geneva Motor Show. DB stands for David Brown, who was the owner of Aston Martin for a significant period of its history. The DB11 is defined as a Grand Touring supercar, and a Grand Touring car is defined as a car that can go over long distances at a high rate of speed. So not only does it have to be powerful, it has to be extremely comfortable. This particular DB11 is shown in Skyfall Silver. That's right, it's named after the James Bond movie, with a pure black leather interior. So today, let's go through a few of the exterior and interior details of this DB11 and see how this ride has been engineered for excellence. Let's start off the review by talking about the structure and the design of the Aston Martin DB11. The DB11 uses an all-new riveted and adhesive bonded aluminum structure that uses more stampings as opposed to extrusions, and those stampings help increase the cockpit space of the vehicle. The DB11's chassis replaces chassis that have been used in the Aston Martin line for around a decade. The overall design of the DB11 is a lot sleeker and it's really curvy. This is a really great looking car. It's much more dramatic than the outgoing DB9 model, and personally I just love the design. There are lots of curves and different channels and haunches. It just looks so muscular. The Aston Martin DB11 is composed of a lot of aluminum panels, and one that I want to focus on in particular is the aluminum hood. It's made out of a single piece of aluminum, and it is the largest single piece hood Aston Martin has developed to date. Look at the way the aluminum hood literally looks like it's been carved. It's sleek, sexy, and it's extremely functional with these vents here to extract hot air from the engine bay. Focusing on the side profile, you'll notice these side strakes here, and they don't just look cool, they're actually functional. Their purpose is to help channel high pressure air from inside the wheel arch, which will reduce lift. When cars move at higher speeds, high pressure air is developed within inside the wheel arches, and that creates lift. Now, to help mitigate that lift, Aston Martin has incorporated these louvers to help channel that high pressure air from inside the wheel arch. A unique feature I would like to point out are the roof strakes here, and you'll notice that they allow the car to separate the body from the roof a little bit. Now, they are available in body color, or you could get them finished in black. When you look at the rear of the DB11, you can just sit back and appreciate its nice, clean look with the curves and the haunches and the classic GT proportions. To help get this classic GT look, Aston Martin did not incorporate a traditional spoiler. What they did do was incorporate a channeling system that channels air from the side of the car into the C-pillar, and there's a ducting system that channels air through the trunk and releases the air through the aperture on the top of the trunk lid. Aston Martin refers to this as the aero blade. It's able to generate downforce without having the drag penalty of a traditional spoiler on the rear of the car. Focusing on the wheel, tire, and brake setup of the DB11, you're going to get 20-inch 10-spoke diamond-turned wheels with a silver finish, and what's really cool about these is that they're the exact same design as the wheels used in the car in the Spectre movie. They're shot in Bridgestone Potenzas that are 255 up front, 295 in the rear. And another James Bond reference is the code name for these tires is S007. Your brake rotors are going to be 15.7 inches in diameter up front and grasped by 6 piston calipers. In the rear, your rotors will be 14 inches in diameter and grasped by 4 piston calipers. Underneath the hood of the DB11, your engine will be a 5.2-liter twin-turbocharged V12, which produces 600 horsepower at 6,500 RPM. It also produces 516 pound-feet of torque at a very low engine speed of 1,500 RPM, stays flat to 5,000 RPM. The V12 features cylinder deactivation, allowing it to be able to run as a straight 6. The DB11 is considered a front mid-engine vehicle because the engine sits behind the front axle. It's connected to a rear mid-mounted ZF 8-speed automatic transmission. 0 to 60 comes in 3.9 seconds and has a top speed of 200 miles per hour. So let's hear how that exhaust system sounds. That 5.2 liter V12 sounded amazing. While we had the hood open, I want to point out that the wings badge, dipstick plaque, and oil filler cap are all finished in gold on this particular DB11. Now let's close the hood and take a look at the car's interior. The interior is everything you would expect from Aston Martin and more. I say more because the interior features an infotainment system that has been borrowed from Mercedes-Benz. So this is leaps and bounds from previous systems found in other Aston Martin cars such as the DB9. It's a lot smoother and a lot easier to use. You also get this trackpad, which you find in other Mercedes, except it has been wrapped in leather in this application. And there's also a wheel to navigate through the infotainment system as well. I must say the cabin feels quite airy, a lot more airy than the previous DB9. It has soft touch leather finishes everywhere you look. It just feels nice and high quality. The seats are particularly comfortable. They have adequate side bolstering to keep you planted in the center of the seat. They're not too tight, so as I said before, the goal of this car is to be able to travel fast for long distances. So it must be powerful yet comfortable at the same time. So the seats are great. The steering wheel is wrapped in smooth, pure black leather and has the little square shape at the bottom, which is race inspired. I really love the nice sized aluminum paddles. They look really great. Behind the steering wheel, you have a electronic display. It's nice and clear and easy to read. Another feature that I noticed in the interior that also looks nice is the forged carbon fiber finishes. It's along the center console and the door panels as well. One cool feature about the center console is this compartment. Instead of lifting it up like you would in a traditional car, there's a switch here. Simply push back on it. It opens up enough to place cups here, push back again, and then there's more storage. Looking at the door panel, it's finished in this smooth, pure black leather, and there's also contrast stitching. And then you have a forged carbon fiber inlay, which looks great against this aluminum door handle and aluminum speaker grille. You have controls for your side view mirrors and both windows as well. Everything in this car is just so top notch. It looks and feels great. Well, that was a brief tour of the 2017 Aston Martin DB11. And this car just looks absolutely terrific. I love the way it's so dramatic with the curves and notches and different vents along the side profile of the vehicle. It looks so much better than the DB9 in my opinion. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this car. I'd like to thank Motorcars of Georgia for allowing me to come out and film the DB11. If you're interested in a Lamborghini, Aston Martin, Lotus, or McLaren, please be sure to stop by Motorcars of Georgia and talk to my friend Grant. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.